Okay, call this an end of the season recap show, I guess. My season's over, at least. Gone to all the races I'm going to go to in person. So if you don't like hearing about them, this isn't for you. Track by track. This Dover was most recent. That was just last weekend. Well, hello. Hello, Mr. Llama. How you doing? Running out of room, bud. Sorry. Anyway, Dover. Started out the year doing the trucks and Xfinity race. And I was blessed for the first time to have hot passes for that, which means you get all the garage, pit, everything access. Which was really bizarre. I mean, it was good, but it was bizarre walking through there, being in the middle of all this stuff that you're supposed to only see on TV. And, you know, you don't want to get in people's way or anything, but you can go up and touch whoever you want. That's not the idea. That was pretty cool. I did that for both races, kind of chilled on that grassy area behind the pits. And I don't know, it was a little bit of a novelty factor for me because it was a cool idea and a cool experience, but not that great for actually watching a race. Goodbye. Speed up. Because you only get to see a portion of the track. I mean, normally you can see like 90% of the track at Dover, but here, I mean, you're looking straight ahead, and that's what the people who work there see. It's just not something I want to do every time, and fortunately it may never happen again because it's kind of a treat to get into. Well, the truck race was fairly uninteresting, actually. I know Matt Crafton won, but at least from where I was on pit road, we're going under the highway here, not a whole lot actually happened on the track. Not a ton of passing, not a ton of attrition. Just a lot of trucks going round and round. That's all right. Let's get past this. And the Xfinity race was after that, and that was one of the ones that had the heats, the duels to get into it, which is a whole other story that I'm not going to get into. And I don't think that really spiced it up too much. Justin Marks had a real bad crash. She actually did both Dover events. And kind of pinballing across the outside and inside wall. And actually left before the end of that one because there was horrible storm clouds coming. It drizzled on and off all before the truck race, and miraculously the sun came out literally right as they were getting the green flag. We thank the NASCAR gods for that. And then that's it for Dover until last weekend when, once again, rain in the forecast. It kind of drip dropped the day before that, and the day of. Oh. So I was sitting in the stands in my raincoat, just kind of getting spit on the whole time. Not a big crowd, understandably. And that was a race of attrition, I tell you. I mean, Kyle Benjamin pretty much had it locked up from the start. Now wait a minute, how am I supposed to get by here? That sidewalk was closed. Damn it. Race back. We'll see about this. Back to Dover. Kyle Benjamin had it locked up. They were wrecking behind him like crazy. Just people slapping the wall, cutting tires. Colin Cabre was in second, blew a tire. Brandon McReynolds was in second, blew a tire. So Benjamin won the race. Haley won the championship. Got to see the dual burnouts there. Now complaints. Dover, your tickets are just too expensive. Sorry. You're not selling out there. You're not even coming close. I mean, I like seeing races there. It seems like not very many other people do these days. And paying whatever it was, $30 for a K&N race, just for general admission, it's kind of pushing it. It's sad seeing, how many stands they've taken out of that place, out of the Stadium Bowl. And they're still not coming close to filling what's left. And it's just a sign of the times, but they cut the prices back a little bit. This is the supposedly closed trail. It's pretty open. Complaint number 2. Kind of seems like if you're coming up to the track, facing the casino from the highway, most of the parking seems to be centered to the left. But all the fan stuff, like the Fanatics tent, what do you think? Parking closer to turn 2. Fanatics stuff all off turn 4. So you gotta walk a long way. Maybe shift all that stuff over towards turn 1. Possible? Oh, no, running out of gears. Yeah, not making it up this hill on this bike. Whew. The bike and the human weren't made for hills. So what came after Dover? Well, alphabetically, I'll forget that because it's actually behind it. Dominion. The new short track in Virginia. Kind of between DC and Richmond. Whoa, this is a hill. So Dominion, it's kind of hard to give a fair review of because the place is still under construction. That's not much of a secret. I was amazed they got it open in time for racing this year and that they actually had a K&N East race there. It's still pretty much a giant construction site that happens to have an oval with a grandstand and walls around it. I've heard they've got big plans for the place. Drag strip and a road course, I think. And it looks nice, but there's just a whole lot of, at least back in May or whatever, whole lot of, yeah, thanks Orange Cone for the bogus closure. Still a lot waiting to be built there. The track itself was fine. I don't remember, it was like a third of a mile or something. Real small, real tight. But it was alright. My first real experience with short track, because we don't have any around where I live in Maryland. And who won that? It was, I feel like Benjamin was dominating that race. And then he tangled with one of the Bassett brothers late. And it came down to, I think, Spencer Davis who won. And Justin Haley had a photo finish at the line, which was real cool. I most of the time going to big tracks, my history, you don't see photo finishes. So that was a pleasant first time. Unpleasantries, traffic going anywhere near DC, which is just a freaking nightmare. And two, they actually started the race early. I don't know why. It was kind of spitting rain on that day too. I got there, could hear cars going around. Oh, some kind of late model race. So I don't know, it's actually like lap 20 of the big race. So, whatever. It was pretty cool. They got a nice big screen monitor plopped right in the middle of the infield, so you can really see everything, HD and all that. I'd like to go back there again. Drive wasn't too bad if you're coming from the Baltimore area, in distance at least. Obviously traffic, I think this was around Memorial Day, so that was just a write-off pretty much. Hold on. But yeah, it was cool to see the first ever NASCAR race there, touring series. Oh, what a mess that is. Ain't going that way. So what's next? New Jersey Motorsports Park. 2 races this year for the first time. Previously it had just been ARCA, but K&N went there also. ARCA race was alright. Parker Kligerman was there, and he didn't lead every lap, but he dominated it. He really wasn't much doubt near the end. He had an idea what he was doing. I think now after that, every ARCA race I've seen there has been won by a Dodge. So he was driving a Dodge in that. Which is kind of cool. That was an interesting race. A lot of cars going off track. Turn 1, turn 3. Benny Chastain, my man, got to get together. But yeah, nice to chill at the road course for a day. Whew. This is an old mill over there, and now it's condos and apartments over here. Jumping from bridge prohibited. Yeah, don't worry about it. Airport not too far away. As good as the ARCA race was, the K&N East race, nah, not a whole lot of action. Let me get past this noise. Nice of them to repave this. Track has been getting a little rough lately. Yeah, K&N East race there, really, outside of Dominique Van Wieringen almost winning, which would have been historic, that really, that's no fault of the drivers. If they don't crash or bash into each other, good on them. But the field just wasn't big enough. They could all space themselves out, just kind of take it easy till the end of the race. Felt like maybe Haley and Noah Gregson kind of lay back in the weeds for a while, then mashed the gas at the end, and Gregson won that. But I don't know, it would be interesting to see if both series are back again next year. Obviously, I'd be down for that. A little tough. No TV for either of the races there. Kind of tough on the smaller budgeted series to get that whole setup. But they're not doing too bad up there. Oh, fun. More hills. Ugh. It's just ridiculously nice around here. Excuse the deep breathing. Not in the best shape. We'll get there. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to fast forward till the top of the hill when I can actually talk. So nice. Big city park over there. Not the smartest idea to do this on a day when I'm getting a cold. Ah, I had another gear all along. Okay, so what's left? Dover, check. Dominion, check. New Jersey, check. Pocono. Last of the four. My favorite. Tell you, big complaint here. Run the truck race and the ARCA race on the same day. Come on, guys. Can't really go up for both. I love them both. You did it once. Bring it back, guys. Come on, squirrel. That's the second ARCA date. I think the longer race is first, the shorter is second. Alright. So I was up there for the first ARCA race. That was a blast. It's just a cool place to see a race. Something the TV doesn't really give justice to. And in that race, I think I already talked about this one earlier. Austin Cindric showed up really with a car to win. And it was a strong field of non-ARCA regulars. It's the big guns coming out for a big track. And Cindric felt like he could have won that race by a lap. I think Grant Enfinger coming back, and then number 23 just fuel mileaged him to death pretty much. Go ahead. Yeah, if the race was a quarter mile longer, Cindric would have won. Definitely. He was catching Grant, catching him. You could see at every lap gaining so many seconds and spots on fresh tires. And he just ran out of laps. Just bad luck. Should have won. So that was pretty cool. I said about photo finishes. It's one thing on a short track when they're racing right next to each other for laps at a time. You know what's going to happen. Ugh. Well, something like this, where you're not sure, is he going to catch him with 2 to go and just blow him away? Is he going to falter and come up 20 lengths short? Or is he going to catch him right at the line, which he pretty much did? He just didn't get the run off of turn 4. That makes it even more exciting. And then we had the trucks later on in the summer. Oh Lord, I had to do another hill. You know, they say the more you ride the bike, the better you're going to get. I don't know about that. Truck race, guys, stop crashing. Just stop crashing. Watched a little bit of it from the pits. The rest of it, okay, from the grandstand, which I didn't know. There's a little pedestrian tunnel right under the finish line or so, which explains a lot, but I'd never heard about it. Seeing it back and forth pretty quick. Oh, yeah. So watching from the stands, you know, a little to the left of the flag stand. Restart. Someone spins in turn one. Restart. Someone spins in turn one. Restart. Someone spins in turn one. That was, yeah, I like a little excitement in a race, but you gotta tone it down a little, guys. I know, just talking to some of the drivers after the race, they weren't real happy with themselves or the competition. Who won that race? Byron? I think. I mean, he had the best truck by a mile. Let's wait a sec. That's nothing against Byron. He's winning a lot of races this year. He's probably going to win the championship, the way it's coming down to a track like Homestead. As many races as he's won, he could have won more. That thing is on a rail. Okay. Again, nothing. Can't blame KBN for spending the money that they do. If I had it and I could win like that, I would too. Goodbye? No? Alright. Can't really fault them for winning. I just wish maybe they weren't quite as rich. So in some of these bigger downforce and horsepower tracks, Byron's just blowing the doors off the competition. But good for him. Put a guy in a position to win, and he's doing it. Comes a sneeze. Traffic time. Wait till we're across the bridge. This is Wilmington, Delaware. Not where I live. I wish some of these houses. Okay, not gonna make this work. Gotta get across. Yes. Nice signal, thanks. So that covers everything. except for one race. Favorite race of the year. First time seeing the Indy cars up in Pocono, which right around that time, wasn't sure if it was going to be the last time they'd race there. Fortunately, it doesn't look like it will be. That was awesome. No real two ways about it. I mean, it was the kind of thing, just the experience that you have to go to understand, and that's why so many people go to races. That's why there's 300,000 people at the Indy 500. There's something different about open wheel racing, and I'm more of a stock car fan. I don't really care for Formula One. IndyCar is good, I watch it when I can. But seeing and hearing those cars going around that triangle was a whole new experience. And just I want to get to therapy here. It was just a thrill. Sitting, it was to the left of the start-finish line. Yeah, hello, I-95 traffic. Hey, wait till we get by this noise. To the left of the start-finish line, about even with the last pit stall they were using. So, I mean, I can't really give you an exact section. I guess that was where the sweet spot was that I happened to choose to sit. The noise, just the noise and the kind of vibrations that the cars were giving off. It was a different sound. NASCAR and ARCA. Wait for this guy. I mean, obviously, they're driving different cars. The motors are different. Where there's just kind of a loud, choppy noise with the stock cars. This was kind of just a buzz, like a swarm of bees a little while away. And you could just hear the whole time them circling the track. And then when, for most of the race, it was Michaela Lotion leading. As they come off of turn 3, it would just grow louder and louder and louder till just zoom they went by. It sounds cliche. It was just that noise, the constant kind of cycle of hum and zoom, buzz, I guess, buzzing. It was real cool. Chill up the spine and all that. I can't imagine what it must be like to be driving one of those freaking things. Leading the field going that fast. And that was cool even. You could see where certain drivers were gaining on certain parts over others. And I thought for sure Lotion was going to come back. And we're back here again. Yeah. It sure looked like he was going to pass him, and well, Will Power just outlasted him. I think it was a couple more laps he might have got him. Well, zoo closed. And we're back here.